Hi folks, it is Sunday, April 28th. I had something that happened to me yesterday, and I was pretty pissed off about it. Now, first I want to say that the security guard during the week day named Walter, whenever he sees me and he's there, he'll open the door for me, whether I'm going in or whether I'm going out. You know, because me and my walker. Oh, and I have my pretty blue cup with tea. Now, I think that's, awfully nice of him to do that for me. And I'm not an old lady or anything right now, but he's just being considerate because of me and my walker, I'm sure. Okay, so now that I brought that up, what happened to me yesterday? I went for a walk, and when I left, I didn't see Ray there. He's the security guard on the weekends during the day, and he was out and about, so he wasn't there. So I went out, and all I did was walk around the building. That only took me 9 minutes, but let me tell you, that 9 minutes is enough right now. I'm just getting used to walking around here. So I came back home, and there was 2 women there. One woman had a dolly with a whole bunch of mail on it, so she kind of backed off there. And then the other lady, didn't have nothing, and then they were both talking to Ray. None of them, bothered to even try to open the door for me. They just stood there, and I opened the door, and by then it's like, oh, I need to sit down. And so I got in and I sat down, and this is what ticked me off. Ray, he didn't even say hi to me. He didn't say nothing. He usually talks to me, and for like 5 minutes or so when he sees me. But he was too busy talking and flirting with those older ladies. And then a few minutes later, another lady shows up. And she introduced herself to those ladies, and she said, I'm the one that sent you ladies a note. They were trying to get all this straightened out. Something about some note, blah. And it's like, oh, okay, so you're the one who sent that, and you sent it to the wrong department. And anyway, so they were talking, and I was sitting there to the side feeling stupid because Ray, for one, didn't say hi to me. For another, he didn't introduce me to them ladies. He could have said, oh, this is Marie off to the side here, and she lives here too. And so I was feeling stupid. And one of the ladies had said, because I started coughing, and she says, oh, do you have asthma? And I said, no. I said, the wind just gets to my lungs, and it makes me cough. And she says, oh, well. She says, you better go up and rest now. And I said, oh, I will. Anyway, so they were talking, and that was all that was said to me. And they were talking about the new lady that came up to him. She was talking about having some barbecue. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a barbecue a certain time, date, and I hope that y'all can come, and I hope that more people come. But she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to them. She didn't even look at me. And so I was sitting there thinking, God, I should just get up and go. They're ignoring me. They're being rude. And so I got up. I was only sitting there for 2 or 3 minutes, and I like to sit there for at least 5 minutes, to catch my breath and stuff. But I was fuming at this point. So I got up to go. And as I was walking up towards the condo there, I was on my floor, I felt my heart was just like pounding. And I said, calm down, Laura, calm down. I mean Marie. Well, you all know my name's Laura anyway. But yeah, so my heart was just pounding away, and I got into the condo, and I told Alan, I said, oh my God, I am pissed off. And he's like, what happened? And I told him, I said, Ray snubbed me, and he was talking and flirting with these gals, and they were all ignoring me, and Ray or anyone didn't even get the door for me and blah, blah, blah. I told Alan, I said, just for that, I said I was going to go on a walk tomorrow, meaning today. I said I'm not going on a walk on the weekends anymore. And it's a beautiful day out. It's like 59, 60, sun's shining, the wind's going lightly. I could have went for a walk about 11 o'clock, but you know what? I did not want to see Ray today. I was so pissed off. He hurt me big time. And so I told myself, I'm not going for a walk on the weekends anymore. It's going to have to be during the week. And that is my decision. I know it sounds a little bit rough and stuff, but when they can't even get the door for you, you know, you see someone walking with a walker, I would have got the door for them. I would have jumped up and, you know, it would take me a few minutes, but I would have got up and I would have opened the door for someone. And why do people have to be so stupid, so ignorant? And then Ray, he didn't even look at me, more or less say hi to me, and I don't know what the heck his problem is, and that just really got to me. And I waited for about 5 minutes and stuff. I calmed down a little more, and I called my mom, and I told her what happened. She says, oh, she says, you got to stop being so sensitive. She says, you know, they were talking amongst themselves, and they just didn't, you know, want to pay attention to you. It's not that they were trying to be mean, but they were just talking about, you know, the barbecue and stuff. And I said, yeah, but they couldn't even get the door open for me. I mean, there was 3 people there. They couldn't get the door open for me. And she says, oh, your sister's just the same way. She says, she'll be outside doing something, and her neighbor, you know, she'll wave to the neighbor, and the neighbor won't even wave back. And she says, my neighbor didn't wave to me, and I don't know why. And so she said, your sister's just the same way. You two need to stop being so sensitive. And I said, well, it's kind of hard to change that. I can't change me being sensitive, because that's the way I've always been. And, you know, I like to help others. You know, if someone needs their door open, or if I can help, you know, if someone needs me to carry something for them. But it's kind of hard to do, carrying something, especially when I have my walker. But I just felt like they were just rude, and I feel like I'm sneezing. Rude, and they made me feel really stupid sitting there. So, and I don't know, you know, I really wanted to go for a walk today, but again, I didn't want to see Ray. So he really pissed me off and hurt my feelings yesterday. And the thing was, is he was always a nice guy, talking to me, real friendly, and tell me, you know, you got to get on your walks more. And it's like, I already know that, because I don't get on my walks, you know, more. In the wintertime, I don't, you know, because it's like, it's hard for me too in the wintertime. I don't want to walk on that ice and break something, and, you know. So he's always telling me, well, it's going to be nice weather soon, and you'll be able to go. And got to get you out more, he always would say. And so that's why it just really pissed me off yesterday. And my husband Alan, he's like telling me, yeah, you shouldn't let it bother you and get to you. And it's like, yeah, but I do, and I did, and you know. So anyway, in a way, I wish I could have went on my walk, but my left leg is still hurting from my walk yesterday. I came back yesterday from my walk, that 9-minute walk, and my knee hurt, my left leg hurt, and my right knee doesn't hurt today, but my left leg hurts. You know, it's hard because when I get up, I have to put it up on the bed. I use my hands, I pull it over to the side of the bed, and my whole left leg just hurts now. It's like it never used to hurt until I started walking. So, and now every time I go on a walk, it just seems like it hurts more. I just hate for people to treat me like that, and maybe they didn't mean to do it, but they did it, and it just really irked me. And I was so mad that my heart felt like it was gonna pop out of my chest. But I just had to calm down. And it's like, you know, how do you people feel when someone does that to you, when they snub you, or when they're, you know, and you're right there and they're ignorant and they don't, you know, comprehend you, you know, say, hi, how are you? You know, anyway, I need to stop bitching and moaning and complaining. I just wanted to get this off my chest and tell you guys that, you know, you all care about me, obviously, because you watch my videos, and, you know, it's just really, I'm just still a little bit teed off about it, pissed off, I guess you'd say, teed off. But, and I am sensitive, I can't help that. I think the bigger we are, the more sensitive we are, I think, I don't know. But I think that you smaller people are sensitive too, and I think it's just the person, you know. But anyway, so tonight we're having a good dinner. We have a roast cooking in the crock pot right now. So we're going to have a roast, and we're going to have garlic potatoes and green bean casserole. And the roast, it's been cooking since 11 o'clock, so we had it on high for 3 hours, and then we put it on low, and we're going to cook it for until 7 o'clock. So I wanted to get this video going so I could get it off my chest and hopefully not think about it, but I'm still not going to go for a walk on the weekends. I just don't want to see Ray, and he done lost a friend, you know, treating me that badly, and well, we'll see. Maybe after a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I might forgive him, I might not, I don't know. But anyway, you folks all have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a beautiful day too. You know, beautiful spring day. Oh, and what's best about this springtime so far is, well, the lilacs are starting to bloom, and the trees are starting to bloom. Pretty soon they're going to have flowers, white flowers on them, so I'll show you the pictures of them. And then the lilacs will be popping up, and we haven't had much rain, have we, Alan?
No.
It's weird because last year at this time we had 2-3 weeks of rain straight, and this year we may have only had 1 day or 2, or it's been raining at night. So I think it's rained about 2 times, and so this is great because I'm not going to miss my lilacs this year. Last year I missed them by 1 day. I saw them 1 day, and then the next day they were gone. And I said, oh, bummer, you know. So my lilacs are my best smelling flowers ever. So when I miss my lilacs, it's like, that just irks me too, you know, because we have some that are right around the corner. And there we have a couple bushes, and we have roses out there too. Then we have these purple flowers out there. And then here's these wood flowers. See this big, beautiful flower pot? This is by the pier where I go. There's a building in the back there, and the pier, I sit there, and these flowers are to the right. But we took this like last year, a couple years ago. Isn't it beautiful? And Kat wants to see it too. So yeah, I'm very excited for my lilacs to come out, and my roses, and anyway, so that's what I'm waiting on. That's not much to wait on. I think I have, how many more days do you think I have before the lilacs come?
I don't know.
Maybe a week?
Maybe.
So we'll have to take a picture for you with me standing in front of there or something like that, so you all can see my lilacs. So, because they don't last very long, and I get bummed out about that. But anyway, you folks have a great rest of the weekend there, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye!